Hello and welcome, fourth graders. We're looking at division and the distributive property today. So this question is asking, when using base 10 blocks and model division, what shape are you trying to make with the blocks? So let's work through an example to help us with this. I think a lot of you already see that would be a rectangle. So what if we had 12? That would be a base 10 block of 10 units, right, usually. If we had 12, then we'd have 10, 11, 12, and let's say we wanted to divide it into two buckets, right? So what would that end up looking like? Well, it would be easy to see that we could put this block here, and then this one's block here, and then what if we split this into two, right? So we split that 10 block into a bunch of ones, and we would end up having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it would be a little bit messy like that as we worked it out on a table with those blocks, but what would we end up having? We would have a rectangle, essentially, with dimensions of 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So 12, a total of 12. We agreed there's 12 units before. 12 divided by 2 gave us 6, or 2 times 6 makes 12, right? So looking at how division and multiplication work together, but it'd be a rectangle that we are looking for in that question. Okay, how about this one? What property can be used to make division simpler by breaking factors into smaller problems? Well, we are studying the distributive property today, so distributive property is what we're looking at. And in the next couple examples, we're going to see how that works. Okay, so Kevin used distributive property to solve a division problem. What is the original equation if this was his work after applying the distributive property? Okay, so what we're looking for is identify the common thing that we're dividing these by, and that's the clue that we're dividing something by 2. Okay, now I'll use a different color to identify the thing that we split up into the two smaller problems. Okay, so notice here it's a plus sign, and the things that are different are the things that get added together, right? So we split this up and they're both being divided by 2. And what did we split up? We split up a 10 plus 6. So really what we're seeing up here is 16 divided by 2. Okay, so we're introducing the distributive property. Okay, another way this can be seen would be the 2. The 2 is in blue, right? If we did 2 times, this would be another way to see it using multiplication, 2 times 6 and 10. So what would that be? 2 times 6 and 10. So this is a division problem. I just want to show a quick example of how you can see it using multiplication as well. Okay, so 2 times 10 would be 20, and 2 times 6 would be 12, or you could do, when you put these together, that would be 32, or you could think of it as 2 times 16 also gives us 32, okay? Now this ends up going the other direction, so 10 divided by 2 is 5, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. Okay, 5 plus 3 equals 8. Now we can see, coming back to it, if we had the original question of 16 divided by 2, that also makes 8. Okay, so I did a little bit of extra work on that one, more than necessary. Essentially what we were looking at is what did we split up here, okay, to make the 10 divided by 2 and the 6 divided by 2. Well, that was 16 divided by 2. Just want to show a little bit of exploration for the distributive property there. Okay, so 16 divided by 2 is what we were looking for. In this example, identify the thing that is the same. Okay, we have two different numbers being divided by 4. So the pattern, this is the pattern that we're looking for. Okay, so 4 and 4 is the same. So what is the part that we would be adding together, right? So we have addition happening. I'll put parentheses. This is another way you can look at it. Okay, they're going to be adding two numbers together. And what those numbers that we're going to add together are the 8 and the 80 and the 12. 80 and 12. Okay, and working back up the stream to where this, we would see the original question. 80 and 12 makes 92 divided by 4. Okay, you see those steps. All right, one more of these. So if we use the distributive property on this, what would be a way that we could split up 48? So do you remember the pattern that we had? So we had a parentheses and a plus because we're splitting this into two smaller problems. The common thing that we're dividing would be dividing by 4 on both of these. Now what two numbers would add to 48 that would make this, like if we were trying to make this into two smaller problems, that would be a little bit easier for mental math. I know you could probably do this in your head as well. But what would that be? That would be, what do you think? What about 40 plus 8? Would 40 plus 8 make 48? So, division on the distributive property, we would have, 40 and 8. And we end up getting the same thing because 48 divided by 4, isn't that the same as, well, 40 divided by 4 is 10, plus 8 divided by 4 is 2, 48 divided by 4 is 12, 10 plus 2 is 12. There we have it. Well done, and have a great day, everybody.